alarm fire destroyed 12 units of the Salt Lake County apartment complex this afternoon. The skies are filled with flames and smoke. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Terry with Phil and Mary of the day off.
No one was injured, but the fire was intense and moved quickly through the complex. And that has raised questions about just what sparked the blaze. 2 News' Carrie Birmingham joins us live from the fire scene at 7th West and 39th South. Carrie, what's the latest there?
Well, Susan, I don't know if you can see behind me, but there are still whiffs of smoke coming out of this apartment building. The fire is under control, but at this point, it's not out by any means. This building is also extremely structurally unsound, so arson investigators haven't even been able to get inside yet to try to figure out what started this fire. They are, as you said, however, suspicious for several reasons. First of all, it was a very intense fire. The heat was incredible from this fire. It also spread very quickly. But most importantly, neighbors have been telling firefighters all day that an illegal drug lab was operated out of one of these apartments. Methamphetamine labs are extremely volatile, and they are consistent with what happened here today. There was an explosion that happens an awful lot when a meth lab goes up. The amazing thing about this story, however, is that no one was hurt. My colleague Peter Rosen was one of the first on the scene, and he has the story from its early frantic moments.
As their homes burned, some residents were overcome with emotion. One woman thought her daughter was inside, but luckily everyone got out safely.
I had my kids in the back and somebody knocked on the door and just told me that the building was on fire and to get out.
When we got there here, it was through the roof. We couldn't gain entrance because of the spread of the fire, so we had to do all of our firefighting in a defensive mode.
It took crews an hour to bring the 4-alarm fire under control. At one point, something exploded. Officials began suspecting the fire may have started in an illegal drug lab.
It's been rumored through some of the residents that have been here, and also it kind of holds true pattern of the explosion that the firefighters saw.
By the time the fire was out, the building had been gutted, and residents of about a dozen apartments were left without a place to stay.
But my husband was laid off, so we didn't have money for insurance.
We can get through this, though. We have faith.
Peter Rosen, 2 News, Salt Lake County.
Now, the Red Cross is on the scene here. They are helping people who don't have a place to stay. They say they will put people up for the night if there is nowhere for them to go with friends or relatives. They're also rendering aid here to try to see if there anything at all can be salvaged. But it'll be at least an hour before arson investigators can get inside, and maybe several hours, maybe even days before the residents can get back in to see if they can recover anything from their apartment. Susan?
But at this point, the fire is still burning. Any idea how long it's going to take before they extinguish this one?
Well, you know, they thought they had it extinguished several times, but every time they start to think about getting the arson dogs inside and getting the task force inside, smoke starts coming up from another area. The smoke gets trapped in between the walls and on the roof area. So every now and then the fire will get squirt back up here. They do say, however, that the fire is under control. There's no danger that it will spread to other apartments. People have been allowed to get back into the other apartments now. They say there's not a lot of real danger here. It's just a matter of getting the fire completely out so that the arson investigators can be safe when they go inside.
All right, thank you. Carrie Birmingham reporting live from Salt Lake County.
I pulled over and I hopped the fence there and I called 911 and me and some other guys started beating on doors to see if anybody was there. We couldn't do anymore because of the smoke. And the wind came and these guys responded quick.
I had my children in the bathroom. They made me leave. I had no phone. 20 firefighting units fought the blaze for over an hour before they got the fire under control. And while most people were accounted for early, there were some tense moments for a couple families. One woman couldn't find her daughter. It took another family more than an hour to find their mother.
Somebody said that she left at like 1:30 for a while, but nobody can find her. She's going to come back, and she's not accounted for yet.
The fire started in one of the rear top apartments. Some residents told investigators there was a strange smell coming from the apartment.
There was a large explosion when it first
kids were stranded. What can you tell us about that? Most of the kids in this apartment complex go to Canyon Rim Elementary. The buses kept them there until they knew it was safe, until they heard from the sheriff's department that it was safe to bring them back. They brought them back, but there are still a few kids up at Canyon Rim Elementary, so if you're a parent who lives in this complex, can't find your child, they're probably still at school. By the way, the Red Cross is...